Didn't see you there. Suppose you want us to start the show then? A bit lukewarm.
Here with me.
It's funny. They call each other out in the actual script that it is a panto and acknowledge it. So it's a nice light-hearted Christmas show.
Yeah, I think that once you kind of, as much as it would be a tradition for us to go to panto and be in the panto every year, it kind of becomes a tradition for families and people to come and see a panto, like as a family, as part of their festive experience. So I think maybe once people come once. Also, I think a lot of the people that I know that would come because they know someone who's in it.
Because people know when you go to a panto, it's going to be an experience that you participate in, and you kind of know what the expectations are, but then you get to be surprised at how whoever's performing the panto fulfills those expectations, how crazy the dame is, or how bad the baddie is. Yeah, how silly the other characters are. That's the fun of, like, how do people fulfill what you'd expect from a panto? Yeah.
I think so. I think the audience, one of the things the audience like best about pantomime, or about theatre in general, is when things seem to go wrong. So if they can be there in an evening when they believe that the play hasn't gone exactly the way it should have done, somebody's made a joke that they'd never made before, it gives them a kind of personal connection with what's happening on the stage, and they enjoy that. So I think audiences enjoy interacting in pantomime, where it's completely sanctioned and they're asked to do it. I think they enjoy shouting at characters, look out behind you. I think they enjoy taking the mickey out of people and joking. So I just think it becomes a cooperative effort between the cast on the stage and the audience. So a really good audience really joins the show, basically, and makes it.
Well, it's a tradition, isn't it? It's been going on for many, many, many years. And also, it usually comes at Christmas time. And it's just part of life. Just go to the pantomime. Children all enjoy it, especially when you throw sweeties at them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's a traditional thing. It's an enjoyable tradition, and one that I would like to see continue. But it's also an entertainment where everybody takes part, including the audience, and I think that is one good thing about pantomimes, and I would dearly hope that they would continue. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't.
A lot more hectic, a lot more bitty, because it's just average people. We don't have like any experience or anything, so it's not exactly going to be the finest work of Shakespeare's drama. But
yeah, I think that it's more kind of with kind of youth groups and things like that, where a parent is paying to send their child to something. There's kind of more of an expectation they'll get better, or that they'll get a part or whatever. Whereas I think panto, because it's just a whole bunch of like amateur people who are just doing it for fun, it's, I think, a lot more chilled out, because you just kind of do what you do, and there's not an aim, there's not an educational aim behind it of doing something or other.
Well, obviously, it's much more. It's bigger, and all of the emotions you show are. There's no subtlety, I guess, or if there's subtlety, there's no real subtlety. But that makes it fun, and I think what I really enjoy about panto in the performance is that there's much more vocal interaction with the audience. I mean, like, I suppose in like proper drama, the audience is still, you're still receiving feedback from them, and like if they are quiet during a scene or gasp or something if something terrible happens. But in panto, it's like expected that they're yelling at you all the time, and that's good fun. And yes, and I like that it's something that's really inclusive for children, that they can come along and have a good laugh, and they know what to do with the baddie and what to do with the goodie, and when they're supposed to sing along and things like that. I just enjoy it's much more conducive to kind of community theater, I guess, in that you're building a community with the audience while you're doing the theater, which I suppose you might do in real drama, but it's not quite as accessible, I guess, real drama as panto is. Everyone can come along to panto and have a good time.
I'm very fond of straight plays. I mean, I like Pinter, I like Beckett, and I like the kind of more seriously intense types of drama as well. And pantomime is almost the opposite, where the degree of precision that you need to do a Pinter play, for example, just isn't there in the pantomime at all. Show us the top and you can go over it in pantomime, whereas with Pinter you've got to be constrained. But exploring the ideas that Pinter presents or Beckett presents is challenging and is as exciting, although completely different.
I think it's out there just on its own. I don't compare it with anything else, because I think it's an entertainment on its own, and sometimes it's an entertainment when the people forget their lines or ad lib, do their own thing. It's fantastic, and I can't think you can really compare it to drama or plays or anything like that.
It includes everyone, and when you're watching a stage play or a musical, the information is coming this way, whereas in a pantomime there's a two-way interaction between the audience and the people on stage, and it helps the humour and the continuity of the whole thing.
You have less time for other things, especially this year. My mum didn't really want me to do panto that much because of school, and she thought it might kind of give me less time, things like that. But I think that's like the main drawback. Also, like, sometimes it can be quite annoying. Do you find this? There's like little kids running about. Or, oh no, this is one thing that really annoys me about panto, is when you have food and then people who you don't speak to ever come over and try and ask you for food. That annoys me.
A panto pet peeve.
You're not going to see like stinging social commentary from panto. No one's going to go away and be like, wow, I really need to rethink my politics or something like that. Which you might do from other drama. I certainly have when I've watched other drama. You're not going to go away crying, which might be good, I guess. Oftentimes, particularly community panto, I think we have good fun, but we're all kind of amateurs, and so you're not going to get the best performance of a song in a pantomime that like you might do if you went and saw a Broadway musical or something, or a London musical. You'd be blown away by the ability of the people, whereas we're kind of just having a laugh, I think, but a good-natured laugh that everyone can participate in.
Casting it is because there are stock characters you've got to have. You've got to have the dame, you've got to have the villainous baddie, you've got to have comic duo, you've got to have principal boy, principal girl. It demands a certain kind of cast. You need to have members of the club who can play these parts effectively. And if they can't play the parts effectively, it's kind of difficult. Whereas an ordinary play, if you choose to do a play which involves 8 characters, you can look for a play which is 8 characters that fit the acting skills of the club or the membership of the club. Whereas a pantomime, you can't do that. The pantomime has got to have these characters in it. So it presents different challenges. And not everybody likes pantomime. Some people for some people, they just don't like it. They like the precision of acting properly, of delivering the lines, not falling over the scenery, doing everything, and getting the timing right. Whereas in pantomime, it's much more free-feeling than that. Show us the top and we'll go over it, and not everybody can do that. Not everybody's interested in making a fool of themselves on stage, which is something you've got to be able to do in pantomime. Let yourself go completely and just throw yourself into the insanity of the character.
Generally the ones that you see around in the local communities are done by amateurs, and sometimes it can be slightly amateurish. So if that's a negative thing, yeah, that's negative. But I think that's part of the charm of it, is to have people just going on stage and doing something, and it may not be perfect. Just there's little rough edges to it that you need to. It would be wonderful if it was all smoothed off, but then that would spoil the whole effect.
I love the rough edges. That's the best bit about it.
Spoil the whole effect of the pantomime. So I don't see that there's too much wrong with it. No, I can't. There's far more positive things than any negative ones I could think of.
Memories of us eating like 6 packets of crisps per night, people falling on stage, things not going right, but yeah, good memories.
Yeah, when I hear the word pantomime, I would think of something way more formal. Like I only think of the Banchory panto. Like it's a panto, it's not a pantomime to me.
Like pantomime, what it would mean to me, being an American, is I'd hear mime and I'd think it would be like you think of like French silent actors, like pretending to be in a box or something like that, and then, so when I came here, I had no idea what it was. I think the first time I came to Britain, my sister and I went to a performance of Cinderella, a pantomime in Oxford, but we thought it was going to be just Cinderella. And then these like 2 men came out playing ugly stepsisters, and we were just completely baffled as to what was going on. So it was just a completely foreign concept. And actually, one of my favorite things about pantomime in Britain is that oftentimes we'll have an American visitor at the time the pantomime is on. They'll come along and they'll just be completely baffled about what's going on. But it's such good fun, I think, that even if you don't know what's going on, before long you get involved in the laughter and involved with the rest of the audience. And so I guess what pantomime means to me is that joy of doing something ridiculous and being able to participate with other people in something ridiculous.
What it means to me basically is just a kind of anarchic, free-feeling, mad sense of throw everything into the melting pot entertainment. So it's got singing, and it's got jokes, and it's got people you can boo at, and it's got physical things that happen on stage, and it's got dancing, and it's got community joins in with songs and things like that. It's just got a bit of everything thrown into it. If you're really good at it, it should have moments of poignancy. It should have moments when you feel a bit worried, or a bit scared, or a bit saddened about it. I'm not sure that village pantomimes are all that good at that, because it requires a different level of acting, but it's got everything in it. And because it starts Christmas, it's the beginning of December, and for many people that's when you start thinking about Christmas. You've got a pantomime. You do Christmas shopping, you buy a turkey and you go to a pantomime. So it's got that sort of joy. Well, this is supposed to be a joyous time of year. So you hope the snows don't come. I won't have snow, I'll have the pantomime instead.
Doing foolish things. Being overboard. So that when you don't just have a dress on, you have a bright, shiny, huge dress on, or bloomers, or what would you like, dear? Not bloomers, okay.
No, pantomime to me is
big and beautiful.
It's a stage performance that always has extremes of one way or another.
I think it's wonderful.
Okay.
And it gives young people a chance to perform, and it's not too serious, so
yeah, it shouldn't be serious. It
You know.
shouldn't be serious.
I think young people should be funny and relaxed. It's good.